Unit 3, Lesson 2. Remember in multiplication how we used the place value sections model for multiplication? And you drew your boxes, so if I wanted to multiply 326 times 3, I would draw 3 boxes, and therefore I would put 320 and 6, and then I would write my answers in the box. This is 900, this is 60, and this is 18. So when I add those all up, I get 8, 7, 9, and my answer is 978. Remember, this is my product because it's a multiplication problem. Well, what if I were to look at this using the place value sections model to divide? And we're actually going to take this problem and use it for division just so that I can prove to you that the place value sections model works for division as well. So for example, we're going to now do 978 divided by 3. That'll be my problem. 978 divided by 3. Okay. In this case, they tell you that if it's 3 digits long, you're going to have 3 boxes. But we found last year that that doesn't always work. It's not the case for every problem, and I'll explain that reason in another video. But for today, we're just going to draw our boxes as we need. The first thing that you're going to do when you draw a place value sections method, using the place value sections method, is to draw your first box. It's one box. Okay. My divisor is going to go on the outside of the box, just like it does in multiplication. However, my dividend is going to go inside the box and along the top. Okay. I will be writing another number underneath of this, so I want to make sure that I write my number along the top of the box. Okay. So now I'm actually doing my 978 divided by 3. And I'm first going to try to find out how many hundreds I can get into 978. So I know all I'm going to look at is my hundreds, which is 9. I know that 3 goes into 9. 3 times what is 9? Well, I know that that's 3. So now I'm going to have 3 times 3, which is 9, and it's in the hundreds place, so I have 2 zeros. I'm going to subtract, and I'm going to write my answer below it. I'm left with 78. I need to draw another box because I'm not down to 0 yet, so I need a new box. This now goes up here, 78. Now I'm looking at how many tens I need. Well, if I'm looking at my tens place, I'm going for 7. 3, 6, 9. 9 is too much. So 3 times 2 would give me that 6, so it's 2 tens. When I multiply 3 times 2 tens, or 3 times 20, I'm going to get 60. Again, I'm subtracting, and I'm going to write my answer underneath my boxes. Am I at a 0 yet? I am not, so therefore I now need to draw another box. That goes at the top. I draw these using two lines for a reason. Because if I use a box that is big enough to use 2 lines, I know I'm going to put a number here and a number here. Just as a way for me to train my brain to think about what I'm writing. Now I'm trying to figure out how many ones. Notice, hundreds, tens, ones box. Well, 3 goes into 18. If I don't know my 3's, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to draw out my 3 factor. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Hit it right on the money. Again, writing my facts out to my side is 1, going to get me faster at it, and 2, it's right there for me to see. How many times did I have to do it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 3, again I have to come all the way back over, is 18. When I do 18 minus 18, I get 0. So now you'll see I have 3 hundreds, 2 tens, and 6 ones. I don't want to rate it. I don't want to write it and expand it anymore. I want to now write it in regular form. So I'm going to put my 3, my 2, and my 6. My number 326, if I go back and look at when I did my multiplication problem up here, my number was 326. My numbers match. So I did the place value sections model the same way I did for multiplication, but I did the reverse because it's an inverse operation. Let's try another one. I'm not going to do the multiplication problem this time. I'm just going to do the division problem using that place value sections. So let's do the problem. Let's see. Let's do 874 divided by let me change this. 872 divided by 4. Okay. So again, I'm going to start with one box. I draw my boxes so that I use 2 lines. So I have a top box and a bottom box to write in. It's still only one box. My divisor goes over here on the side, so I have the 4. And my 872 does not go along the top, it actually goes inside on that little blue line that I made myself. Okay? Because I have 3 numbers, the first number I'm going to look at is my hundreds. So I know I'm looking for how many hundreds are going to be in this number. Well, I know that I have 4, 8, 12. 12's too much. So go back down to 8. I did that 2 times. So I'm going to multiply 200 times 4, which is 800. I subtract those 2. I don't have to draw my line because it's already there. And I'm left with 72. Where does that 72 go? I draw myself a new box. And it goes up to the top line. You don't have to draw these lines. I'm drawing these lines just to show you where it goes. Now I'm looking for how many tens are in that number. So I'm looking at my first number again because it's in the tens place. That's why I'm looking. Well, I know 4, 8. 8's bigger than 7, so it's only going to go in 1 time. So 4 times 10 is 40. Again, I'm going to subtract, and I'm left with 32. Not down to 0 yet, so I'm going to make a new box. It comes up here. Now I'm looking for how many ones I'm going to find. I know my 4s. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36. I want to get to 32, so 36 is too big. So I know that this is my answer right here. I did it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. So that's 8 ones. 8 times 4 is 32. When I subtract those, I get a 0, so I have a remainder. Remember, I'm not going to write this in expanded form. I'm actually going to write the number out. So I have 218 is my answer. Remember to check it. It's my inverse operation. So I'm going to take 218 times 4. I can do that over here to the side. And when I multiply using my shortcut method, 8 times 4 is 32. Carry my 3. 1 times 4 is 4 plus 3 is 7. And 2 times 4 is 8. So my number is 872, which is exactly what I started with. There really is no excuse for missing a division problem when the inverse operation is multiplication, and you can check yourself very easily. You have now learned how to divide using the place value sections model.